Hey guys, what's up? This is Mel, and I'm back to talk about Supernatural, episode 1210, titled Lily Sunder Has Some Regrets, which premiered Thursday, February 2nd, 2017 on the CW. Right now it's 10:50 p.m. on February 2nd, so it's a good almost 2 hours since the episode ended for me. So before we get right into it, a huge spoiler alert. While I'm going to try not to summarize the episode, I highly recommend you see the episode before you come and check out what I have to say about it. So huge warning for you there. Otherwise, all my video guidelines that I've stated beforehand this season are up on screen right now as a quick reminder, but let's ignore all that, or let's just continue right on, not ignore it. And let's start with the 10-minute clock, and let's begin with what happened in this episode. So timeline-wise, I'm given the impression that enough time has passed since the last episode, since the Winchester brothers escaped from custody. It's enough time has passed that Dean is still mad at Castiel for breaking their deal they had with Billy. Yet long enough has passed that Mary has already found herself a shapeshifter case and has already gone to take care of it on her own. So I think, so it doesn't specify whether it's been a week, a few days, maybe 2 weeks, who knows. But that's my take on it. Also, we see flashbacks to Orono, Maine in 1901. So two different time points we're dealing with. Episode reminder, for me, I'd have to say Angel ranks. So there's that. But breakdown for the episode, really, it truly only focuses on Lily Sunder's revenge against Castiel's former battalion. This is the group of angels that he served with before he left to create his own battalion, which included Balthazar and Uriel. They haven't mentioned, but it's kind of, I guess you can kind of say they were his first squadron. Also, it was this battalion that Castiel traveled down to Earth with back in 1901. So we got flashbacks of that. We actually see Castiel in a different vessel. He takes the form of a woman. It actually took me a while to figure out which one was Castiel, since we don't have Misha Collins' face to go directly from it, though. But every other angel from that battalion has managed to keep their original vessel from their 1901 trip to Earth. And as stated again in this episode, before the apocalypse started happening in 2009, 2010, angels rarely, if not, angels never came down to Earth. If not, then it's like they've never come down. It's only when the apocalypse, that's when they started coming down more frequently, and then with the whole casting out the angels in season 8, season 9. So that gives us a bit more history of what the angels have dealt with. We also, with the flashbacks, we got to see just how the angels worked together with following orders, being soldiers and warriors and all that. We also saw the death of Akobel and May Sunder, who was Lily's daughter, and the root of the whole revenge vendetta that she has after 100 years. So tidbit-wise, this episode definitely further confirmed for me that while angels still have their powers, like we've seen on many occasions, they are still grounded after what happened with Metatron. Apparently, pretty much Metatron cut all the angels' wings. So while they're not rendered powerless, they still just can't do the whole angel air thing like they used to. So kind of got that impression with Castiel driving around everywhere, but I always just assumed that was Castiel specifically because of everything he's gone through, being a human and being back to an angel, yet not having his own grace, but having someone else's grace. I thought that was him specifically, that he couldn't teleport from place to place like he used to, but apparently all the angels now have to teleport human style. So that was a tidbit that I'm glad to report. But when it comes down to it, the end tally for the episode, we see Lily sparing Castiel, but he does accept his death by her hands in the future if she decides that she truly can't forgive him for his part in her daughter's death. And also we got Lily killing Benjamin, Maribel, and 2 unnamed angels from the same battalion. They have been killed ever since the angels were cast out of heaven. Only the fact that they've now had their wings clipped was Lily able to start her revenge against hunting all of them down. And then in the end, you see Castiel killing Isham, who was the true instigator of this whole vendetta against Lily. Which brings me on to my next portion, which is the most shocking moment of the episode. I think for me it has to be the reveal that Lily's child was accused of being a Nephilim, a half human, half angel hybrid, only for it to be revealed that she really was a human that the angels had targeted, and then that she was killed by Isham, and he did it by punishing Lily for betraying him, even though Lily says he was obsessed with her. So they ended up killing a human child, all orchestrated by Isham, since the rest of the battalion believed that they were there to kill a Nephilim, when in reality he had it planned that he was going to kill the child to get back at Lily. So that was a surprise in itself. I really thought that she was going dark side Lily, and it was just some crazy witch with a wrong to be righted against the angels type thing. But moving on to top 3 favorite moments, I think my favorite moment has to be the very last scene in the bunker with Sam, Dean, and Castiel. I really like that scene because it's a scene where forgiveness is hashed out between them. We got Dean explaining to Cass that he's not mad with him, but he's more worried of what Cass protecting them is going to cost them in regards to the whole cosmic consequences thing. And then we also have Sam and Dean telling Castiel that he's not weak, that yes, he has changed since they first met him as the solid warrior of God in season 4. He has changed, but it has been for the better. He's been with them through thick and thin, by their side, fighting with them, and that has made Castiel stronger in more ways than one. So it was really great to see both Winchesters giving their input to kind of explain to Castiel that even though the angels view it as weakness, they view it as a strength. He truly, they were in his corner. So I really liked that scene. And then just talking about what's next to come, and then just getting feedback from each other was really great. So there's that. Plus, with that conversation, you really get a sense of how much of a change has happened with Castiel. I mean, as the years have gone by since season 4, it's a gradual change for us. But if you're binge watching, or you go immediately back to the first episode, like with the previously on segment at the very beginning, where you see the first time we saw Castiel and his mannerisms there, it's a huge difference. So it was just great for that part. I like that. Next favorite moment for me has to be Lily Sunder learning how to tap into angelic magic. Sam was impressed with it. I was too. Here I'm thinking it's been dark magic this whole time. But I like how well educated and disciplined, and how she was able to use the magic, even though it's targeting angels. Motive is understandable, but the fact that she made it that she doesn't harm humans, it surprised me that I would like Lily Sunder by the time the episode was done. I'm glad she walked away alive, pretty much, instead of walking away on the brink of her death type thing. So there's that. Next favorite moment for me has to be the fact that Castiel was the one that killed Isham. It was very symbolic over the fact that it had to be Castiel to kill his fellow angel, but also because it also parallels how Castiel had killed Billy the Reaper in the previous episode. Both taking its toll on Castiel, since, again, previously he never would have, I don't think he ever would have killed such beings of high authority, I guess you could say, but the fact that he's willing to do it for the ones he loves, or the right reason, given the circumstances, it really stepped up. And I'm really glad that Castiel was able to give that final blow, because he was really beaten into the ground by Isham. So I was glad that Castiel could do his part. My bonus favorite, though, was the fact that we got to see the flashbacks, because it was a great way for us to see how angels used to operate before any contradicting thought process intervened with them, like with who should follow the war, should follow heaven, not follow heaven, follow Lucifer, follow Michael, like those types of conflicts, but just them taking orders and how they operated as a unit type thing. Moving on, though, to top 3 peeved moments. I'm really disappointed that after the description we got from Castiel about Benjamin, that we didn't get to see Castiel interact with Benjamin. I just really would have liked to see, with the way that Cass was building him up, I wish that we got to see how the two of them were with each other. That's my only peeve for the episode. But what will I remember most when I look back on this episode? The fact that we got to go into Castiel's past and got to learn a bit more about the angels or the mindset of the angels. So there's that. Random questions, though, very quickly. Will we see Lily Sunder again? Will she come to finish her revenge with Castiel, or will she be an ally for him and the Winchesters? And there's the timer. I really hope she becomes an ally for them, as well as maybe a possible friend. So there's that. Also, she learned all this angel knowledge from Isham. There is a possibility that Isham might have known something that Castiel didn't, so at least to have another angel source would be good in the future. So there's that. Also, after the episode, I finally checked why Lily Sunder looks so familiar, and it's because the actress who plays her, let me just grab a name for that. Actress was Alicia Witt. She was actually on The Walking Dead as one of the saviors. She was only in 2 episodes, but she was one of the saviors that were keeping Maggie and Carol as prisoners. I remember that. I kept thinking that why was she so familiar? And then when I went and checked her film credits, and I saw that, it's like, yes, that's where she's from. So anyways, moving on to predictions. It's not really much, though, because for some reason, even after 2 hours after the episode has aired, there hasn't been a promo released for 12/11. So I can't really say anything off of that. But I can say something for the synopsis for 12/11, and that was huge headline being Dean loses his memory. I mean, I'm already worried about that right there. But it reads that Sam enlists Rowena's help to track down an old world powerful family of witches after Dean gets hit by a spell that is rapidly erasing his memory. So while I'm really worried about this, I'm kind of excited about this, because if it's rapidly erasing his memory, that really has me thinking that we might be seeing like old montage footage of like what has happened over the years. Like maybe he starts losing like what happened in season 9 memories, and then season 7, and then like going backwards until like the season 1 where we're seeing flashbacks like that, and then maybe we're going into even further past that, and to the point where his memories are when he's a kid, or that's all he remembers or something. I don't know how they're going to do the whole memory thing, but if they show like flashes of memories that he's missing or that he's suddenly remembering later on, I can't wait for that, because I really want to see some. It's not just I want to see old footage, I want to see what old footage that they would use, or what memories they would use that would be important enough to feature for us to see from Dean. I hope that makes sense. Because like for Dean, he can think of everything, but what is important enough to show us as the viewers type thing. So I can't wait to see that, but that's all I can really say without checking out on a promo. But with that said, guys, what did you guys think of the episode? What did you guys like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your own thoughts, theories, and opinions on what happened. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want, check out my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. I reblog promos, web clips, quotes, GIFs, synopses, news, all that good stuff, all in one place. So go follow me there if you want to find everything at once. I'm pretty good in keeping up with it. So go follow me there. It's also connected to my WordPress account, which has it a bit more organized over there. But my WordPress, you can follow me there. It pretty much connects you to all my other accounts that I post online for. So you can follow me there if you want. Also, if you want a more detailed recap of what happened in the episode, like a play-by-play recap format, if you will, check out my live journal entry. The link for that is down below. You get a play-by-play of what happened in the episode. You get my in-moment thoughts to what happened, so any questions, any observations, stuff like that, a few quotes here and there. So if you want, check that out as well. And that's about it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you can come back next week to hear what I have to say about the next episode. But until then, guys, this is Mel wishing you all a great day, great week, wherever you are. Bye for now.